Hi, this is Katie. Today's video is going to be a mental health update. So I guess let's just get started. So if you have never seen any of my videos before, hi, I'm Katie. And a lot of my videos have to just do with my life. And a lot of that revolves around traveling and just vlogs of like my everyday life and eating and stuff like that. But I also do talk about mental health on my channel. About once a month or so, I will do these little like mental health updates. I have pretty severe mental health issues, and I have for the past like 14 years, and I think it's really important to share this kind of stuff with you guys. So today's video is going to be mostly about like perception. And so I've been getting a lot of comments recently saying things like, I'm so glad that you're happy now. Oh, P.S. let me rewind again if you have not seen a lot of my videos. I've been spending the last like three and a half years living in my car, driving around the country. But as of a couple months ago, I decided to get an apartment. That's where I am now. I got an apartment in Charleston, South Carolina, just for the winter as like a little experiment to see if I wanted an apartment or if I still wanted to be on the road or anything. So over the last month or two, I've been getting a lot of comments saying, I'm so glad that you're in an apartment now. It's so obvious that you're happy. I'm so glad that you're happier now. Like that kind of stuff. I hope that you stay in this apartment forever. It's so clear that it makes you happy. It's so clear that being off the road is really good for you. All this kind of stuff. I've been getting a lot of those comments. And I know, first of all, that most of you guys who were saying that meant that out of like love and kindness, which is incredible. Like I love when we're all like supporting each other and kind to each other. However, it is so not true. And I really wanted to address that just because I think it's so important to talk about this side of mental health. This side of, you don't see everyone's full life. You see their edited life, even your friends and family. And obviously people online, you see their edited life. Just because someone's smiling does not mean that they're happy. Just because someone is laughing does not mean that they don't have mental health issues. And I know that I've touched upon this in past mental health videos, but I really wanted to talk about it today because I've gotten so many of these comments, and when I read them, I'm like, okay, let me figure this out. Why are so many people having a wrong perception of me? I know that part of it is definitely like a really deep psychological thing of that, since most people live in apartments and houses, our innate reaction is to assume that everyone else should be doing that as well, and that if they do that, it'll make them feel happy. And then also we want people to live similar lives as we do so that we know how to compare ourselves. So we know that if we should look up to them or look down on them. And that's just like deep psychological stuff. So in terms of living in an apartment, it's like, oh, well, I like living in an apartment, therefore Katie should. And that's what would make her feel better. When in reality, we're just all different, you know, but it's just so easy to assume and to think that what we like, everyone else will like, or what helps us will help everyone else, or what makes us feel good will make other people feel good, when that's just not true. Sometimes it is, sure, obviously. Some people share things that they like or enjoy or make them feel good, but it's not an all-encompassing, every single person would feel better if they lived in a house, you know? And so that's part of it. But the bigger part of it is I've realized that I think I've seemed happy in a lot of my recent videos. And the reason behind that has not been because my mental health is better because I'm in an apartment. But it's easy to jump to that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, it's just easy. I'm not faulting you guys whatsoever. Like, this is just how psychology and sociology and perception works. And it's really interesting. So I wanted to share it with you guys. I have not seemed happy, meaning I've been smiling and laughing and stuff in a decent amount of my recent videos over the last month or two. I have not seemed happy because I don't have mental illnesses anymore. I have not seemed happy because I'm happier in an apartment. I have not seemed happy because I've been staying in the same place and all that kind of stuff. I've seemed happy because I've been hanging out with my friends, and I'm generally laughing when I'm with my friends, and that's what I've been recording and showing you guys. Like right when I first moved here, you guys know that Brett came and helped me unpack, and so I had a bunch of videos with him, and he and I have like the exact same sense of humor, and so we laugh a lot. And I just happened to record a bunch of the times that we were out and we were laughing. And then some videos with my dad. When I went to New York for Christmas, I had a video with my mom and Teddy. And then since I've been back here, I've had a bunch of videos with Kelsey, and she and and I have very similar sense of humor as well, so we just laugh like nonstop. And then my last couple of videos have been with AJ, and we were out at Dave & Buster's and out like taking pictures and stuff, so that was also fun. And so a lot of my videos recently have been me laughing and smiling and having fun with my friends. And so it's so easy to assume that the main lifestyle change that I made was getting an apartment. So it's easy to assume that my mood has changed, or I've been happier because I'm in the apartment. And again, I'm not faulting you guys at all. It's like, I understand why that was so easy to assume, but it's just not true. It's literally just that the last, you know, maybe like 10 of the last 15 videos I posted have happened to have some other people in it. And, or I've been with other people, but they weren't in the videos, but I was still with my friends or still like with other people. And so of course, if we're out having fun and I'm laughing and smiling, that's what's been on video. And so I have not been trying to trick you. I have not been exaggerating. I have not been lying. I have not been trying to hide anything from you. It just so happens that those were the last several videos that I've posted. That's it. I would call it a coincidence, but it's just the timing of it, because when I'm on the road, especially like last year, I didn't have a lot of videos with my friends in them, partially because not everyone wants to be in videos. You know, there's sometimes that I'm hanging out with my friends and I mention that I'm with my friend, but I don't show them. And some people are like, why aren't your friends in your videos? Some people just don't want to be on YouTube like that, or social media at all. Like that's just like really normal for a lot of people, that they don't want to be on video. But it just so happens that Brett has his own YouTube channel, so of course he likes being on video, totally fine. My family loves being recorded. They love like entertaining and being on YouTube, and Kelsey didn't seem to mind at all, and then AJ liked it as well. And so I just happened, again, it seems like coincidental, and that's why like I wanted to talk about it, because it's so interesting to me that there can be a semi-coincidence. Some people don't believe in coincidences, I know that, but I see this as timing and as perception. And so since you've seen me with some of my friends laughing, it's so easy to think that that means that I'm happy because I'm in an apartment. But the reality is that I was just having fun with my friends, and that's what I was showing you guys. That's literally all it is. And it's so easy to bring that to a grander scale of, well, I see people on Instagram who are always smiling with their husbands, they must have a perfect marriage, when in reality, maybe they were fighting right before that, but they already paid a photographer, and so they had to put their happy faces on to get those pictures taken, and then they went right back to fighting after that picture. Or maybe they were having a good day, but then the next day something horrible happened. Or maybe they do have a good marriage. Absolutely. I'm not saying that these assumptions are always wrong. It's just that you kind of never know, because you don't know the rest of these people's lives. But that also happens even with your friends and your family, like anyone that you know, but then especially people online. Just hoping that people are happy and stuff is incredible. Again, that's like so kind of you guys to really like hope that I'm doing well here. It's so sweet of you guys. But I just kind of wanted to share the idea after that, you know, 8-minute little intro of that. I wanted to share the idea that not everything you see is the full truth. Honestly, most of what you see is probably just a little part of the truth. Again, that's with social media, but that's also with people that you know, because even like my closest friends, I don't see them all day, every day. Even the people that you know the best, you do not fully know how they process information or how they think or how they feel, because there's just always going to be things that people don't share. There's always, and again, not in a secretive way, not in a lying way, but just in like, I could never exactly share with you guys how I process my thoughts. That's, you know what I mean? Like we are all different, and we all do things differently and think different ways and feel different ways. And so there's never, I barely know a third of myself, let alone anyone else. I'm not saying that you can't know people. Of course you can. And know maybe what makes them tick, or what makes them feel triggered, or what makes them happy. Of course you can know those things, but you're never gonna know 100%, because first of all, we don't even know 100% of ourselves. And then second of all, a lot of that just isn't stuff that is easily shareable even. But on top of that, a lot of people, especially on social media, again, but even with your friends or your acquaintances and stuff, of course, they want to show good times. And that's not hiding the bad. It's not faking the bad. It's not in hopes that other people think that they have perfect lives. Maybe some people do it for that reason, but I would say most people just do it because they want to make other people smile. They want to make other people feel good. And so showing a video of me hanging out with animals or something, hopefully was just like, oh, this is a fun video. Like a lot of people who are online are, again, some people I know do it for more selfish reasons or stuff, but I would say most people who are online just want to share and see if they can make other people smile. And like any entertainment, you know, like any entertainment industry whatsoever, singers and actors and stuff just want to make people smile and make people feel good, even if it's just for like the 10 minutes that they're watching their video. And so most people are not going to show all the negative. But you guys know on my channel, I definitely do talk to you guys about negative things. I talk to you guys about my mental health. I have cried a lot on YouTube. Like, I want to make sure that I'm showing you all different parts of me. But not only are you only seeing maybe, what, an hour of my week, but it's an edited hour of my week. The same, again, with people on Instagram. You're not only seeing a picture, but you're seeing an edited picture. And you don't know what was happening before or after that picture. And so I just almost want to encourage you guys to understand that there's always a bigger picture, whether it's friends, family, people online, actors, singers, whoever. There's always a bigger picture. So if you meet someone and they seem rude, it might be because they've had a horrific day. Maybe someone in their family passed away or something, or maybe they're really, really sick and they're just trying to pull through. If you see someone who always seems happy when you see them and has like diamonds all over them and everything, they still might not be happy. They might just have some materialistic things and know how to put a smile on their face because maybe it makes them feel better. Maybe they don't want to show off negativity. It's so easy to assume that what we see is just the whole story, but it's not. Like, that's just not how life works. And so I want to encourage you about this for two reasons. One, because, and then I'll get more into like my mental health update, by the way, but I want to encourage you guys, one, to not compare with people who seem that they have better lives than you, but also two, to not put other people down because they're seemingly in a negative mood, or to put other people down because maybe they say that they're having a hard time, but you see them and they're smiling, so you just kind of assume that they're fine. And then you don't give them any grace or anything. I don't want you guys to see someone who's posting pictures of a beautiful family every single day and to just be jealous of them. You know, any of that jealousy that can turn into anger, that comparing jealousy, it's not healthy. It's never gonna be healthy. So I wanna encourage you guys that anyone you follow on any social media, if you follow someone on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, even if it's me, honestly, if you follow anyone who makes you feel like jealous or like pissed or any negative emotion, unfollow them. Unfollow them. It'll be so much healthier for your own mental health to just unfollow that person. I've had to do that with a couple people. There are a couple people that I've actively unfollowed, and then there's also a couple people that I might see every once in a while in like the Explore tab on Instagram that I just purposefully do not follow because I know that looking at their content would not make me feel better about myself. It would not grow me as a person. It would not make me smile. It would not make me happy for them. It would make me feel uneasy or potentially jealous or something in any way. And so following those people, it's not beneficial for you. And so I think it's always best to follow people who make you feel good, make you smile, or at least just make you feel neutral at least, you know? So I want to encourage that because feeling jealous of someone's shown edited outside life, comparing that to our inside full life, it's not good. It's not good at all. But it's also really, really important to always remember, even if you do follow some people that you don't want to unfollow, or you just randomly see people in the Explore tab, or you randomly come across a YouTube video, or you see someone in real life, I just want to encourage you guys to just be like, you know what? They have a full life that I do not understand. So I do not want to make fun of them. I do not want to put them down, but I also don't want to be jealous of them. And so yeah, the opposite of that, because I said there were like two things. The opposite of that is the part of I don't want people putting other people down, because it's just as bad as, I mean, it's actually much worse than being jealous of them, because you might see someone and then immediately want to make fun of them. Instead of being jealous that someone's covered in diamonds or has a perfect family, you might be like, oh, well, it probably wasn't even that hard for them. And like, they probably just like married some rich guy and they just got super lucky. Like any of that negative comparing, not good. It's not good for us. It's not good for your soul. It's not good for your own self-esteem, because we don't actually know them. And so that comparing based off of guessing is never going to be beneficial. And so I don't want people to be jealous of anyone. I'm not saying me, but I don't want people to be jealous of strangers or their friends or family, because you never fully know what's going on. But I also don't want other people putting other people down because of that as well, because you never know what's going on. On top of that, just to remember that it's not purposefully edited so that they get compliments and that they get to brag. It's edited just because that's what they're deciding to show, and anyone can decide to show whatever part of them that they want to. Again, whether it's friends, family, acquaintances, coworkers, people that you know in real life, or people online, everything is just a part of them. And so judging a whole person based on just what you see isn't fair. It's not fair for you and it's not fair for them. So I just wanted to bring all that up because I thought it was so interesting to see these comments, and I'm like, I know that I have seemed happy. Wow, okay, interesting. I have seemed happy, but I'm not. And I was never trying to trick you guys. I was never lying. You guys, I really hope that you guys know by now, especially if you've watched my channel for a while, that I would never do that, ever. So it's not that. It's just that I happen to be around my friends, and I'm an extrovert. So when I'm with my friends or my family, I'm like, not all the time, but a lot of the time we're laughing, we're joking, we're goofing around, we're having fun. But that does not mean that I'm happy. So to get into like my mental health update, I've actually really not been doing good, doing well, doing great, whatever, the last few weeks. I don't exactly know when it started. I think it kind of started around the time that I got back here from Christmas. So about a month or so that I've just kind of felt my mental health declining. You guys know I've never shared my actual 2 main diagnoses. I just shared 2 of my like side diagnoses recently. I do have OCD and I have something called trichotillomania, which means that I pull out my hair. So I've shared those, but my other 2 diagnoses I've never shared. But one of them, I don't have clinical depression, but one of my diagnoses, one of the main symptoms is severe depression. And so I do have that. I also have very severe anxiety. Those are 2 of my biggest symptoms of the diagnoses that I have. And basically since I've been back from Christmas, my depression has started to decline. And then I would say over the last week, it's been declining a little bit more rapidly. And then over the last, what day is it? I think it's Tuesday. Since about Saturday, it's been declining like incredibly rapidly. And so I wanted to make this video to literally tell you guys that as much as I was never lying, never faking, never trying to trick you guys, never trying to act like someone I wasn't, I just happened to record on certain days or during certain hours or during certain times that I was having fun with my friends and my family, that most of my life lately has been me lying on this couch watching TV because I have barely been able to do anything else. Hey guys, Editing Katie here. I'm going to be doing a video in the next month or 2 about apartment life versus car life, but I just want to mention now very briefly that my decline in my depression at this point is not situational. I can generally tell when it's situational versus when it's just my mental health declining. And a lot of you guys know that mental health in general ebbs and flows no matter what your situations are. And so I think that mine is not situational at this point. But again, I'll be talking more about my opinions and stuff about apartment life in a future video. And those videos where you saw me having fun with my friends, I was having fun. I was happy in that moment, but that does not mean that I'm happy overall. That does not mean that my mental health has been okay. It has been declining, but I have still had good moments and fun moments and happy moments. And since my mental health ebbs and flows just like everyone else's does, I know that even though I'm in a low right now, it might change tomorrow or in a month, but it's definitely something that I'm not going to lose hope on. So I just wanted to mention that, and now back to the video. I didn't post a video on Sunday because I recorded and then couldn't deal with it. Couldn't edit, I didn't even like what I recorded. So I lied on the couch all day. And then yesterday I went out to lunch yesterday, but I almost didn't, but I did. And then I came back here and lied on the couch all day and then fell asleep at about 8:30 and woke up this morning at about 10:30. So I was literally asleep or tossing and turning for like 14 hours. I can tell when my depression is on a decline. We all have different like characteristics, but a lot of them are very similar. I don't want to do anything anymore. Even things that I really enjoy, I don't want to. Sometimes I'm able to still force myself to, and sometimes it's not that I don't want to, I'm just kind of neutral and I'd rather not do anything, but I'm still able to push myself. And again, I can still have fun sometimes. But I have not wanted to do really anything lately. Even the things that I really love doing or the things that I enjoy, I haven't really wanted to do. I have been sleeping a lot more than normal. I usually fall asleep at, like midnight or 1, depending on the night, and wake up between 8 and 9:30, depending on the morning. But not only last night did I fall asleep at like literally like 8:30, but I woke up like 10:30. But most of the mornings over the last week or 2, I have not gotten out of bed until like noon. And that's another way that I can tell for myself that my depression is getting worse. I have not really been taking care of myself. I have not really been taking care of my apartment as much over this has only been the last maybe week. So there are certain things, again, those are pretty common characteristics of people with severe depression, but there's like a dozen common characteristics of people when their depression is declining. And those are just main ones for me that I've noticed. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, because I didn't want it to seem like I was lying to you guys. I just happened to show you sometimes that I was having fun, because you can still have severe depression and still have fun sometimes. You can have severe depression or severe anxiety or any mental health issues and still smile with your friends, or still laugh, or still enjoy a night out. You can still, those can coexist. Sometimes people with severe depression don't get out of bed for days or for weeks or for months, but sometimes you can still have horrible depression, horrible anxiety, horrible negative thoughts and intrusive thoughts and all these things, but still function. So that's why I brought up what I was saying before, that it can be hurtful for someone who is sick to say something like, oh, you look great, or like, you look fine, like, oh, you don't look sick. That can be hurtful, because it could almost feel like that person's like belittling what we're going through, because a lot of it is an invisible disease. But there's tons of physical illnesses as well that are invisible. And it's sometimes feeling like people belittle you when you're like, oh, but you look great. It's like, oh, well, but I don't feel great. And I know, again, I know that most people, when they say stuff like that, they're really trying to help. But I just wanted to share that not for everyone, because I'm sure that might help some people, but I would bet that for the majority of people with mental health issues, saying something like, you look great, isn't truly beneficial. And for some people with mental health issues, it might actually make them feel a little bit worse, because like, oh, well, I look fine, why don't I feel fine? If everyone thinks I look okay and everyone thinks that I'm doing great, or everyone tells me that I'm doing great at my job, or that I'm a great sister or a great girlfriend or whatever it is, why do I still feel this horrible? It could almost make us question things more, because all everyone wants is to be heard and accepted and loved and understood. And so when you have any kind of invisible disorder, whether it's physical, mental, whatever, it's hard sometimes to hear things like, well, I'm so glad that you're doing great now. And it's like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm not doing great at all. You know, it makes it seem like, wait. And again, I know that that was my choosing to show you the video. So I'm 0% mad. Please know that. It just made me think on a broader scale of that kind of stuff, of like, I've been doing so bad, but I know that I can still get dolled up and go out and have fun and no one would know. It doesn't mean I'm lying or faking. It just means that there might be a window where I'm able to have fun and able to smile, but it does not negate all the other pain that I'm going through. So the same for you. Sometimes it gets tricky, like, well, maybe I'm not that depressed because I can still go to work and that person can't go to work, so maybe they're worse than me. That's what I'm saying. All this comparing in any aspect is not going to be healthy. The only person you should be comparing yourself with is you, like your past self. Like, how was I last week? How can I be different this week? If it's something that you can change or whatever, you know, like any characteristic that you can change or that you want to work on in your life, whether it's mental health or just anything, just any aspect of your life. Comparing yourself to yourself is okay. Comparing yourself to other people is not, because again, not only are you just seeing their edited outside lives, you really, really don't know what's going on inside of them, but we all have different things that we are capable of doing. We all have different strengths and different weaknesses, and different things come a little bit easier to other people, and some things are really, really difficult for some people, and some people really struggle with mental health and some people don't. And so saying, well, that person's depression is worse than mine, they can't even get out of bed. No, you're just two different people. So yeah, anyway, my depression has been really, really bad. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do about it yet. I have been in therapy the last couple months. Therapy usually takes a really long time to help, but you guys know that therapy never helped me in the past, but I'm still open to things. So I have been doing that the last couple months. I think it's important to just know what works for yourself, again, because yes, something that works for someone could also work for you, but it's important to know that that might not be true. So we always have to find what helps us. And so I think it's really important to give yourself grace and push yourself at the same time. There might be days or certain times that you need to give yourself grace. Like the last few days that I literally have just watched TV. I've done almost nothing else in the past like 4 days or 3 days. So give myself grace that maybe that was, it's already done. You know, give yourself grace on things you already did. But I also know that I'm someone that I need to push myself, because if I keep just lying in bed watching TV for another few days, it will make me feel drastically worse about myself. I am someone that I know I need to push myself. So that's why like I feel like trash right now, mentally, real trash, but I know that I need to keep working because I'm someone that working helps me. A lot of people, I would say, anything that makes them feel needed or makes them feel like they're just getting anything done productive in whatever way will help them feel better in that moment. So I'm not saying feel better like your mental health is gonna just completely be better one day, but I mean like feel better in that moment. So like pushing myself to do work, like I know the productive things for me that will help. And so I'm probably going to edit this video and then I might lie on the couch and watch TV, but I want to see how much I can push myself because I just know that I'm someone that if I keep doing that, it's going to make me feel much worse. People who have severe mental illnesses, you guys know it is a literal 24/7 struggle because there's going to be times where you feel okay. I'm not saying you feel 10 out of 10, but you feel fine. You feel like you can go to work and you feel like you can have a nice dinner with your family and you feel like you can just function and you can smile and you can be okay. But you still know, I'm sure you're still having the negative thoughts. I'm sure that you're still anxious about something. But during those times, we might feel stronger and more capable than other times. So that might be the time to figure some stuff out. As much as sometimes anyone needs a break or needs a rest. For me, doing something like taking a couple days off work and just chilling out, watching TV, going on a little vacation or whatever, that does not make me feel rested. That does not help me. That does not make me feel, you know what? Yeah, now I'm ready to get back at work. Those things don't work for me, but they might work for you. So it might be time that you're like, you know what? I'm going to just go away for a day. Maybe that will help me because we're also different. We need to know what helps us, you know? So that's another reason why comparing your life, like, oh, this person gets to go on vacations all the time. Like they must be so rested. Like they might not be. Like we don't know what helps them or what makes them happy. Hopefully if they're living their life and they're choosing their life, hopefully it's something that makes them happy, but we never know. And so the negative judging isn't helpful, but being jealous of them is not helpful. And assuming stuff it's totally fine. Like everyone does this. Like we just have assumptions and judgments like all the time in our heads. But if we're pushing them on other people or if it's forcing us to change ourselves, then that's where it could kind of not be healthy, or where it turns into a negative emotion on us, that's where it could not be healthy. That's what I'm talking about. Or if you're telling the other person and it's rude, like that's so unnecessary. But anyway, okay, talking about this stuff is like, you guys know I'm so open, like, and I'm so okay being vulnerable and stuff, but sometimes talking about this stuff is a little like tiring because like I think it all the time. I have such horrific negative thoughts most of the time, most of my life. But again, sometimes, and I rarely even get to choose this, but sometimes they're a little quieter than other times. And sometimes I'm able to distract myself with something else or do something else or focus on something else. But that's rarely my choice, which is so scary. But I mean, I think a lot of people think that like depression's your choice. Just like, oh, just go outside and just like get on meds and you'll be fine. Like it's not that easy, guys. Please trust me. It is not that easy. Some people never get better. Some people never find a medication that works for them. Some people going outside makes them feel worse. We are all so different and it's not an easy fix. Otherwise there would not be as many sick people. But we also don't get to choose when the days are bad and when the days are good. So hopefully when we are having good days, we can plan for the bad days. We can be like, all right, Katie, go get some of your favorite snacks or go buy a new book maybe that you'd like to read or go through Netflix and see what movies you want to have in your queue or whatever it is to mildly plan for your next super low point because you never know when it's going to happen. And again, a super low point for everyone is not that they cannot get out of bed and that they cannot smile and not have fun. But over the last few days, I've really only been able to get out of bed like once or twice or like off the couch like once or twice. And so sometimes it is that. But sometimes you still will look like you're functioning, but you're miserable inside. And that's rough too, because everyone's gonna think that you're okay, even when you're not. Which you might like that, you might prefer that, but for some people it's even harder. Because like, no, I am suffering. Please don't just assume that I'm happy just because I'm able to smile. Because being misunderstood sucks. And then it seems like we're just like, well, maybe my depression's they don't even care. And so that's why making assumptions and judgments could belittle someone else or hurt someone else's feelings, even if they're positive judgments. they could still hurt someone else's feelings. So if you're keeping them to yourself or whatever, or you really mean well and you say it in a way that like, cause you know the other person, you know that you're saying it in a way that can be helpful to them, that's incredible. But if you're, did I have something on my lip the whole time? Did I have like a fuzz on my lip this whole time? Aw, man. But saying something like that to a stranger or just making all these assumptions and then getting jealous or anything, it's not beneficial. But so yeah, that's all I really wanted to say in this video. I'm really not doing great, but you guys know I never make these videos for sympathy or anything. I make these videos to share with you guys and to hopefully make some of you guys feel a little bit more accepted and heard, and to lessen the stigma of mental illness. That's why I do these videos, never for sympathy. I do not want you guys to feel bad for me. I just want to share my life with you. And so a lot of times, yeah, it's going to be me smiling with my friends or having fun or driving around or vlogs or me eating or whatever. But just because I look happy does not mean that I am happy. Just because I look happy and I'm not happy does not mean that I'm lying. It just means that you can smile when you're not happy. Sometimes you can still laugh at a joke when you're not happy. You can still see a dog on the street and get really excited even when you're not happy, or even when you have severe depression or when you're having bad anxiety. And so I hope that you guys give people grace as well, and that as much as we can, what we think and what we say is out of love and support and kindness, because you never actually know what someone else is going through. And so I know that I would say almost every single person who said, wow, Katie, like, I'm so glad that you're so happy. I'm sure, like, I'm almost definitely positive that most of them were out of love and kindness, which is so, like, I love when you guys are sweet, you know, but it just happened to not be true. So anyway, so I appreciate you guys so much, but I just wanted to kind of explain some things to hopefully give people with mental health issues, maybe you guys go through the same thing. And so maybe you can feel like we're kind of understanding each other. But then also people who don't have mental health issues to maybe just kind of understand that just because you have severe depression does not mean that you don't still go to work every day, or doesn't mean that you might not go out with your friends and smile. But even when you're out with your friends and you're smiling, still does not mean that you're not severely depressed at that moment and you're having all the negative thoughts and you're just doing whatever you can to work through it. We never know. So that like loving kindness and grace for everyone, I think is so important. But yeah, okay. I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I do these mental health videos about once a month. So if this is something that you like watching, please make sure that you're subscribed and following me on Instagram as well, because I talk about it sometimes on there too. And I also do a ton of other videos, travel videos, vlogs, what I eat in a day, shopping videos, just a lot of videos like hanging out with me in my day-to-day life. I really hope that with this open communication that we can lessen the stigma to be like, yeah, this is just how some people live. It's really freaking hard. It's really freaking hard. I know that a lot of you guys are struggling as well, and you're so freaking strong and so capable and so incredible. So, okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching, and that's gonna be it. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.